You're losing because you're still playing fair. You think integrity guarantees safety. You think transparency builds trust. You think if you act right, the system will reward you. It won't. Fairness is a strategy for the weak when power is on the table. And deep down, you felt it. The promotion that slipped away. The opportunity someone more aggressive took. The moment you realized effort wasn't enough. Comment this once before we go further. I see the game. Because if you don't see it, you're still inside it. The fairness trap. You believe fairness protects you. You share credit at work. You explain your intentions clearly. You give people the benefit of the doubt, and then someone quietly positions themselves above you. It's called the just world fallacy. You were conditioned to believe effort equals reward. Be fair, get treated fairly. That belief lowers vigilance. It makes you predictable. And predictable people are controllable. Why do you fall into it? Because fairness was rewarded in childhood. Teachers praised it. Parents reinforced it. But adult power systems reward leverage, not fairness. The real damage? You become transparent. You show your limits. You show your pace. And someone more strategic calculates around you. Separate morality from strategy. You can be ethical without being exposed. You can be principled without being predictable. Power is not awarded to the fairest. It's taken by the calmest. From this point forward, you are not a fair participant. You are a strategic operator. Control, precision, power, emotion is the leash. Someone undermines you in a meeting. You defend yourself instantly. You explain. You justify. You think that restores your image. It doesn't. It reviews your trigger. Here's what happens neurologically. Your emotional brain overrides your strategic brain. This is called an amygdala hijack. In simple terms, emotion takes control before logic evaluates the threat. The moment you react, you signal vulnerability. And vulnerability creates handles. Handles become control points. Why do you react? Because ego seeks restoration. You equate silence with weakness. But silence is not weakness. Silence is evaluation. Reaction is a leash. Silence cuts the leash. The one who reacts is being pulled. The one who observes is calculating. The real-world consequence of reacting: people test you more. They push harder. They map your emotional boundaries. Instead, delay your response. Look at them. Pause. Make the silence uncomfortable. Most men react. Strategists observe. Comment this now if you understand the shift. I control my reactions. Because once your reactions are controlled, manipulation loses oxygen. Silence, control, unreachable. Ruthless does not mean cruel. You avoid removing someone toxic because you don't want to look harsh. You tolerate underperformance. You soften your standards. You explain away red flags. Why? Fear of social rejection. Humans fear exclusion more than failure, so you choose comfort over clarity. But here's the cost. Toxic people drain momentum. Delay compounds weakness. Unaddressed problems grow teeth. You think you're being kind. You're being negligent. Machiavelli said, "It is safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." This isn't about intimidation. It's about boundaries. Fear creates boundary awareness. Love creates comfort. Comfort erodes respect. Ruthlessness is not cruelty. Ruthlessness is the elimination of weakness. Cut inefficiency early. Detach emotionally from necessary decisions. Mercy without control becomes self-destruction. From today, you are not an approval seeker. You are a boundary enforcer. Precision over popularity. Control information. Control power. You overshare because transparency feels honest. You tell co-workers your next move. You explain your long-term plans. You expose your thinking process. And suddenly, opportunity disappears. Here's the psychology. Disclosure gives dopamine. Being understood feels rewarding. Validation feels safe. But power games exploit exposure. The more people know about your process, the easier it is to block it. Readable equals predictable. Predictable equals reflectable. Your mind is a fortress, not a public park. Reveal outcomes. not process. Speak less, observe more. Let mystery amplify authority. And this is where most fail. They confuse honesty with exposure. If you're building a disciplined mind and refusing to be manipulated, subscribe to IL Codex. This is where we sharpen perception, not ego. Control the narrative, or someone else will. Strike before the threat grows. You sense betrayal, but you wait. You want confirmation. You hope you're wrong. You avoid confrontation. That's optimism bias. You prefer the illusion of harmony over the discomfort of action. Hope delays strategy, and delay feeds rivals. Small threats become competitors. Competitors become obstacles. Obstacles become losses. History doesn't punish hesitation immediately. It punishes it eventually. Address threats quietly. Reduce their influence early. Act before the narrative shifts against you. This is not aggression. This is timing, precision, control, discipline. You are no longer a hesitant responder. You are a proactive strategist. The cost of playing nice. You want to be remembered as good. So you soften standards. You tolerate disrespect. You avoid tension. Short-term harmony feels safe, but harmony without hierarchy breeds contempt. Nice maintains comfort. Ruthless maintains power. When you prioritize being liked, you surrender authority. And authority, once diluted, is difficult to reclaim. Respect first, liked second. The order matters. Let that sink in. What ruthlessness actually is. Ruthlessness is not chaos, not anger, not cruelty. It is emotional discipline. It is boundary enforcement. It is strategic silence. It is calculated timing. It is the removal of weakness internally and externally. Imagine a leader who removes one destructive influence from a team. Short-term discomfort, long-term stability. That is long-term outcome orientation. You are not unfair. You are precise. You are not cold. You are controlled. And control is the foundation of power. You're losing because you're playing fair, not because you're incapable. Not because you lack intelligence, because you were conditioned to prioritize approval over control. Fair, reactive, exposed. That was the old identity. Now, controlled, silent, strategic, ruthless with precision. The world doesn't reward fairness. It rewards control. Comment this as your final commitment. I choose precision over approval. If you're done playing small and ready to build power with discipline, subscribe to ILU Codex. Stop playing fair, start playing intelligently, and never confuse kindness with weakness again.